everybody.
Hi, Pennsauken. Miss Susan here.
And Miss Sabrina. Welcome to another Fairy Tale Kitchen. This is our last one for our summer reading program, Miss Susan. Can you believe it?
No. It went fast.
Yeah, so today's Fairy Tale Kitchen is Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
Right?
Yay.
So if you picked up a kit from the library, you're going to want to have that ready. You're also going to need a plate, a spoon, maybe a knife, but
a spoon or knife, either one. Plastic is fine.
And help from a grown-up if we're going to be touching a knife, and some paper towels.
Right, and maybe a pair of scissors. We'll explain that later, but your grown-up will help you with those.
Yeah, and if you didn't pick up a Fairy Tale Kitchen kit from the library, that's okay too. There'll be a list of all the ingredients in the description or the comments below, so you can grab the ingredients from your house and you can follow along with us too.
Yeah. Okay, so first we're going to read Pinocchio.
Yes.
Okay, let's move this up here. So this is Pinocchio. There was once a poor and lonely toy maker named Geppetto. One day he finished carving a wooden puppet. "I'll call you Pinocchio," he said excitedly. "You'll be just like a real boy and I'll be your papa."
To Geppetto's surprise, the little puppet jumped up. He stuck out his tongue and ran away laughing.
I'm cutting it on the
Pinocchio suddenly noticed a small green cricket watching him. "You're a naughty puppet. You must learn to be good," chirped the cricket.
Pinocchio felt guilty. He ran straight back home to Geppetto. "I'll be good and go to school just like a real boy," he promised. Geppetto was happy to see his little puppet. He even sold his only coat to buy Pinocchio a book for school. The next day, Pinocchio forgot all about his promise to Geppetto when he spotted a new puppet show on his way to school. Nosy Pinocchio snuck in to watch the show.
Oh, man. The performers noticed the little wooden puppet right away. "Join us," they called out. Pinocchio jumped up on the stage. He danced and sang with the other puppets until the end of the very last song. They even rewarded him with 5 gold coins.
Pinocchio skipped away, clutching his shiny gold coins. "Perhaps I should buy Geppetto a new coat," he thought. All of a sudden, a fox and cat appeared beside him. "Give us your coins and we'll come back with even more coins," they told Pinocchio. "Don't trust those who promise to make you rich," whispered a familiar voice. It was the little green cricket.
Pinocchio didn't know what to do. The longer he took to decide, the angrier the fox and cat became. Suddenly, the sneaky cat stuck out his paw and tried to snatch Pinocchio's coins. Pinocchio ran to a tree and climbed as high as he could. Try as they might, the fox and cat couldn't reach him or his gold coins. They grew tired of waiting and left, but poor Pinocchio was stuck up in the tree.
A magical blue fairy appeared and helped him down from the tree. She led him to her cozy cottage, where he told her all about the fox and cat. Pinocchio wished he had gone to school like a good boy. "Where are your coins now?" asked the fairy. "I lost them," lied Pinocchio. He didn't want the fairy to steal his coins. Suddenly, his wooden nose started to grow.
His nose grew and grew and grew. It grew so long that a magic woodpecker had to peck it down to its usual size. "Your nose grows when you lie. Only naughty children lie," warned the blue fairy. The blue fairy decided to forgive Pinocchio for lying. "If you become good and honest, I will grant you your greatest wish," she said. Pinocchio wanted nothing more than to become a real boy. He was determined to be good, but...
As Pinocchio cycled home, he came across a secret place filled with children. It was called the Land of Toys. "Stay here with us," cried the children, and Pinocchio quickly forgot all about his promise. The cricket watched for weeks as Pinocchio stayed up late playing games with the children, until one day Pinocchio's ears started to grow long and furry.
Pinocchio was turning into a donkey. "It's because you've been naughty," said the cricket. "When you didn't go home, Geppetto tried to find you, and now he's lost at sea." Pinocchio had been so busy having fun that he'd forgotten all about Geppetto. He ran straight into the sea. "I'll find you, Papa," he cried.
As Pinocchio swam and swam, he didn't notice that his ears had turned back into wood. Suddenly, a huge wave swept him into the open jaws of a gigantic shark. Now he'd never find Geppetto.
Pinocchio looked around in despair, but then he noticed a familiar figure had also been swept into the shark's mouth. "Papa!" he cried out in his happiness. As the shark opened its mouth, Pinocchio grabbed Geppetto's hand, jumped into the sea, and swam as quickly as his little wooden legs would carry them.
"I promise to take better care of you, Papa," Pinocchio said when they reached the shore. Geppetto quickly forgave his son, and the two returned home. Pinocchio kept his promise. He worked hard at school, did his chores, and took good care of his father. One morning, he woke up and got ready for school as usual. He looked in the mirror and cried out in surprise.
"Papa, Papa, I'm a real boy!" And Pinocchio was quite possibly the happiest boy in the world.
Oh, I think the blue fairy granted his
I
wish to
think
be a
so.
real boy because he was being good.
Yeah, he helped save his dad, and then he was doing all the
Yes.
things he was supposed to do. And I think that's the end. What a nice
That
story.
was a good one.
All right, so what is our food recipes?
So
for Pinocchio?
today we are going to make little fairy cakes because we had a blue fairy in the book, and I thought it would be fun and delicious to make little fairy cakes.
Oh, that sounds like a really great idea.
So let's go through our ingredients, okay? I'll show you what's in the bags. So the first thing, everybody is going to have 2 Rice Krispie squares, and they're wrapped up in little blue foil. So take those out and put those aside.
All right.
Okay. And then,
wow, Miss Susan, look at all of these.
So you should have a couple bags. Everybody got a couple bags of magical sprinkles in different fairy colors. Every bag was different.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Everybody
think
is
our
different.
bags are different. Miss
Yes,
Susan.
I have gold and pink and white.
Yeah, I have some blue. I have some snowflakes. I have rainbow.
You
I
have a lot
white.
there, Miss Sabrina.
Yeah. But so it doesn't
Okay.
matter which ones we got at home.
Doesn't
'cause there's
matter.
all different, really cool sprinkles and jimmies.
Going to be very fun.
Mhm.
And the last thing in there is a bag of icing.
Ooh.
Okay, so this icing, you can open it up and use a spoon or a knife to spread it, or if it's okay with your caregiver, you can cut a little tiny hole in the corner of the bag and you can squeeze it out onto your Rice Krispie
Oh,
square.
that's really creative. That'll help
Okay.
us with our fine motor skills
Yes, it
too, Miss
will.
Susan. I like that.
Okay, so get a plate or a napkin, paper towel, whatever you're using. Open up your Rice Krispie square.
Make sure we put the trash aside so it makes it into
Yes.
a trash can,
Oh,
right, Miss Susan?
absolutely, because we are not litter bugs.
No,
No,
silly.
no. Okay, so we have our little Rice Krispie square that's going to become our fairy cake. Okay, so next thing we want to do is
Did
put
you
some...
open both of yours, Miss Susan?
I just opened one right now. If you want to open both yours and work on them at the same time, you do whatever you like to do. So we have our cake, and that's going to be, the base of our cake is going to be our Rice Krispie square. So next thing we have to do is put some icing on the top so that all our sprinkles stick.
Oh, That makes a lot
Okay,
of sense.
so I cut the tip off of mine,
So
and
I'll
gonna
use a
squeeze
spoon
it.
for mine, so that way we have both ways as an example for our friends.
So you can do either way, and just get some icing onto the top as much as you'd like.
Yes, you can squeeze it like Miss Susan,
Okay.
or you can open your bag up and scoop it out like I am doing.
Yeah, so you want to cover the whole top with some icing, as much or as little as you would like.
Yours looks really good, Miss Susan.
So this is what it's going to look like when it has a little icing on it. And then, there you go. And then you take all of your little sprinkles and you can put them on in any way you like. You can make little stripes or something if you like, whatever design you like. And just make it look as pretty as you would like.
Yeah, you can use all of your sprinkles. You don't have to if there's one that you really like that color.
Right,
you could just
cover
use
the whole
that
top
one.
with it. Yeah.
You can make it however you want. You're going to use your own imagination.
And you can put them on with a spoon, or you could just sprinkle them on with your fingers, whatever you like.
It might be helpful to have those paper towels or maybe a wipe nearby if you're using your fingers, because it might get a little sticky.
It could get a little sticky, but that's the fun of it.
All right.
Here at the
Miss
Fairytale
Susan's got a lot of
Kitchen.
pink on hers.
Yes, I like a lot of different sprinkles.
I think I'm going to try to use all different ones on mine too.
I'm mixing some of my colors together right on top of my fairy cake.
Oh, I like that.
Let's see. I'm going to borrow some of these. I like these gold ones. They're very sparkly.
Yeah, all of these sprinkles
Yeah.
are so cool.
And I sprinkle the top with these white glittery ones. They're also shiny. All of them are pretty.
I'm trying to use a lot of the blue ones for mine, like the blue fairy in the story.
Good thinking. Very good, Miss Sabrina. Okay, I think my first one is done.
Oh, nice. I want to see. I'm going to put some of these.
I kind of made like little stripes, and then I covered everything
Oh, that's really cool.
with the clear white sprinkles.
Nice.
And I got some snowflake ones on there.
Yeah, I just put almost all of the sprinkles I had. I made a nice big mix
look
on
at that.
mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
beautiful.
that's my first one.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my second one now.
Oh, yes. All right.
Okay.
Can I have that plate, Miss Susan?
You sure can.
Thank you. Okay.
Alrighty.
So you could either try and make your second one look maybe the same. Maybe you want to try and duplicate what you made before if you made a cool pattern. Or you can make a brand new one.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways that you can make your fairy cakes.
And if you'd like, you can do the side of your fairy cake too with your icing.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I might try that this time.
I think I'm gonna try that with my second one.
If you are going to cover the sides, start with the top first.
Yes, yes.
So that way it's easier to hold while you're spreading it on the top.
Yes. And if you want to, you can pour your sprinkles on your plate and kind of dip your fairy cake in them. And see, it covered the whole side of it with pink sprinkles because I kind of dipped it in.
That's a really neat idea.
Gets a little messy when you start doing the sides, but that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
We have lots of paper towels here in Fairytale Kitchen.
And I know our friends have been sharing all of their designs from Fairytale Kitchen with us. And they've been looking.
Love to see
them. We saw so many cool bears.
Yes.
We saw a lot of neat designs for the Three Little Pigs houses with all of those materials.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see all of our different
all these
fairy bread or fairy cake recipes. They're gonna look so cool. All right, I think I got most of my sides. I'm gonna leave one side open so I can hold it.
Yeah. Miss
It gets
Susan's
tricky.
making a mess over here. I did both of my ends in pink.
Nice.
Because pink is Miss Susan's favorite color.
I'm gonna try, I think I'm gonna make a border on mine this time with these snowflakes here.
I think I'm gonna mix a bunch of sprinkles and make like a rainbow sprinkle here.
Oh, true. You could mix your sprinkles on your plate,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really nice idea. All right. And you can take however long you want to decorate yours. So just because me and Miss Susan might finish up doesn't mean that you have to
Right.
be all done. If you
Yeah.
want to take a little longer to make yours, that's totally okay. If you get yours done really quickly and you want to taste test it before we're done, that's okay too.
You do that if you want to do that.
Oh, are there any of those gold ones left?
There
Miss Susan?
are.
Awesome.
They're right
I'm gonna
there.
try these.
I did my ends pink and the kind of like a rainbow mix on the sides.
Ooh.
And some more rainbow ones on top.
Okay. What ones am I gonna put on my sides? I think maybe some of this blue.
There's Miss Susan's second one. I'll put it on a paper towel because my plate is very messy.
Alright, here's my second one. So I made
Oh,
a border of
beautiful.
snowflakes up top, and then I did some gold and some blue on the sides.
Beautiful.
I'll put that with my other one.
The blue fairy would like that one.
Oh, I think so.
Okay.
All right.
Now, we want to see what you guys are making,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, please share if your parent or caregiver says that it's okay. We would love if you could share a picture of what your fairy cakes look like in the comments below. And let us know how you did, how it was, and maybe if you came up with a different way of using your icing or your sprinkles than Miss Susan or I did. Be sure to let us know too, because there's no right or wrong way to make your recipe in Fairytale Kitchen. It's all about using our imagination.
That's right.
All right.
We're so happy you joined us.
Thanks.
We had a good time this summer.
Yeah, this was a really fun program. We hope you've enjoyed.
Yeah.
And we'll see you really soon.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.